Hey guys, this is Az here, and welcome to episode 3 of Exchange of Information. Thank you so much for coming along. Today I have Alan Noonan of Top 16 Worlds 2015 fame. Hello, Alan.
Hello, how are things?
Very well, thank you very much, and thank you for joining me.
No, very welcome. Delighted to.
So today we're going to be trying something a little bit different. We've got a bit of a deck here that Alan's put together that he's kind of giving a bit of a test to, trying out some of the new cards. And on the other side again, we have Mark from Ice Ice Hedge Fund. He is running HB and he has Damien Allen supporting him. As ever, guys, the links are in the description down below if you want to watch the runner side here. And once you've done that, if you want to see about the decisions and all the different lines of play the HB player had, you can jump on over to Ice Ice Hedge Fund and catch that there. So, let's get into this, Alan. I do not like the starting hand.
I don't either. The Forger is the kind of one okay card, and legwork can be nice to put on early pressure, but without the tech traders, you got to throw it back.
Yeah. And I think, so just so you guys know, again, the deck list is below, so you can check this out, because when I saw this deck, I started exclaiming to Alan, there's no account siphon, there's no fall guy, what are we going to do? It's a little bit different. There's going to be a few lines of play that I think we'll definitely chat through here. We'll just let the guys know we're ready. And yeah, I like this. I love when guys first came out, we kind of dabbled with him, and he's one of those IDs that slowly crept up, and as Sports Hopper came out, as Street Peddler started getting splashed in, he is becoming really competitive now, I feel.
You're right. It was the tech traders that brought him up to top tier, I think, and I think he's ready to go. He's won a regionals already, and this is much better now.
Yes, I love this.
Yeah, I like this a lot too.
Two go in, one comes out. So mulligan from them as well, so that's always good to note.
That's okay. So their hand could be full of agendas, but you know.
So this is when I see HB. I'm not the biggest criminal player in the world, I must admit. So when I'm playing Shaper, I usually look at HB and think, right, I need to control their economy. I need to make sure they don't get full Adonis and Eve campaigns off on me.
Right.
I need to check the first couple of remotes and make sure they're not doing any Jeeves nonsense. Okay.
Very interesting.
So Ladder of Growth actually says Jeeves to me straight away. If I see,
Agreed.
Yeah, operations for installing. So this is not great. We have no fast advance counters, I don't believe.
No, no, we don't. And I think that it's also likely that they're probably running Sandberg as well,
Okay.
if they want to run Jeeves.
And we're not running. So this is your spy camera version, but it's not running Bazaar or Replicator. This is just using spy camera to kind of control the R&D.
That's right. I have a very, very weak spot in my heart for the replicator version, but I think that with the influence hit for paperclip, and I think you've got to include the rumor mill now, that you just can't fit those pieces in anymore unless you want to go whole hog and just go down that route.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So these guys mulligan, but had a pretty aggressive opening turn. What do you think here? Is this just an Adonis? Do we leave this, or do we want to check this and try and make?
We can't contest it. This not on our first turn.
No.
With Geist, it's too dangerous with tech traders. We're better off setting up what we're doing and pushing later. So we'll let them have this one, regardless of what it is. And it's probably, I'm guessing it might even be a Jeeves that they're trying to bait us into an architect. You know,
and interestingly, my line is, if that is an architect, I want to hit it now before they have anything in archives they can install, and they only have 2 cards in hand. So my line of play would actually be to Fates plant into that and try and force a res with 3 clicks in hand.
I love that. That's very brazen play. I like it, but
okay, I'm good. So we're going to tech trader Sports Hopper, pop the Sports Hopper, or keep it for next turn. What's your thoughts?
Well, first let's pop down the tech trader. Let's do that. And I think second we could drop down the spy camera and just take a little.
Even though R&D is open.
Yeah, even with it open, what we're looking for at the moment is the credit and the draw, so we can drop down the Sports Hopper.
Awesome. Magnet shouldn't do anything just really.
So that saves us the run effectively. And now we have 2 breakers in hand. That's important. We probably want to drop down the Sports Hopper now.
Yeah.
And one of the breakers, probably the Shiv.
Yeah, absolutely good for that. So yes, this is great, because I guess we're not overdrawing. We're going to get 4 cards off Sports Hopper and a credit next turn.
Exactly.
So I like this. I mean, worst case, if this is a beta test, we don't care. They haven't rezzed it. I don't think there's anything that this is going to be game ending.
Yeah, okay, so they're sneaking out of the agenda. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Are they going to always be firing?
Just do
Oh,
it!
they did it!
Yes! Living the dream.
So yeah, this is meant to be a bit of an educational slash, opening view of games. You can watch Mark's side on the video below to find out what inspired this decision. But we're about to see right now if it goes against them or not. They've
So
left them all.
this is actually doubly brazen because we knew that there was a magnet that they just drew.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what they have in hand. I think they might be agenda flooded. They put down 2 pieces of ice and an agenda. And now they're beta testing. It's a very brazen play.
Oh,
They got it.
what?
They got it.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
All right, let's pop the sports hopper.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all.
Nice. That's all right. That's okay. The technical writer is a key piece. So
Check archives. Check R&D. Install technical writer.
yeah, I'd almost install the technical writer before checking R&D just in case there's a snare.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
yeah.
there is, but I'm paranoid like that.
Well, I mean, if you want to be super paranoid, do we want to install Forger as well?
No, yeah. You could absolutely, yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. We'll do the dangerous one first then, I guess.
Good call.
Man, if we dodge a tag with a snare, I'll be elated at this game. There's an Eli, nothing too shocking. And how lucky did we get?
Even a Jackson would be fine.
At this point, I'd love to see a couple of campaigns, actually. Ooh,
Oh, we got it on. That's not bad.
And a Latin
Oh.
growth, okay.
That's good because they lost a piece. That's an important piece of their fast advance plan.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, we're assuming that we're probably going to see some subliminals or shipment from Zanzans at this point as well.
Right.
I'm still thinking that approach.
And actually, for the Geist deck, it was a little bit risky us popping a sports hopper that early. I know we're running 2 forgers in the deck, but even at that point, you're going to need the +1 link for the cloud breakers at a certain point.
Yeah.
So it's worth keeping that in mind. Early on in the game, you can be kind of struggling for the extra links so that you can get them up to strength 5.
Yeah, no, very good point. I like that a lot. And that's the key strength for you, is it sort of 4 or 5?
5 is the big one.
Okay.
Yeah. And especially now that we have that Turing on the remote.
I mean, so I'm already thinking about next turn. I mean, for me, I'd probably be drawing and then installing 2 breakers and just trying to get them up so we can start then running and trashing to get that momentum going.
Yeah, they're probably going to install the Eli on R&D, and at this stage, we need to go to mid game and start building.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're a little poor, but if you want, you could make them res the Eli, but I don't really feel too.
I would rather make them res it once we can use Spike to break it.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I do hope that's not an Adonis. If that's an agenda, see then again, but then running it now and forcing to res stuff could stop them resing something here.
Right. I think worse than Adonis. And Adonis, they'd only get 1 turn out of it before we could probably challenge with our suite. The worst thing that could be is probably Jackson.
Okay. So draw a couple times.
Let's do it.
Once.
Yeah.
Okay, Forge was all right.
Draw it again. And
okay.
we could even draw once more if you want.
Just to bin the levy and install something?
No, we're probably going to bin the Forger. I don't think we'll need the Forger. But you can install the Shiv if you want. The
yes,
Shiv
of course.
and,
yeah, you're not running account siphon, of course, so the Forger is less useful. Yeah, okay, no, good to draw again. And lovely.
Oh, that's it. There you go.
So you dropped the Forger over the levy, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think in this matchup, yes.
I guess in my mind, because we don't have any way to tag ourselves at all, do we?
And actually, no, you're right to drop the levy too, because you're not playing the levy from hand. You're usually using the same old thing so that you can get credits back from using the same old thing into levy. So yeah, drop the levy.
Yeah. I guess my thought was actually drop the levy because we have a second one, which we're going to draw into at some point.
There's that too.
But also, I never thought about the same old thing and the fact you're trashing it for money. But yeah, I think we'll get rid of the levy for both the reasons.
They're all good reasons.
Yeah, they're all good reasons.
And you're right, actually, if there is, if you want to do a sneaky play with, for example, if there's a Sherlock 2.0 that we hit or something like that, and you want to double click through it, we can ditch the Forger to gain credits and a draw. There's a few different plays that you have for Forger.
Yeah, and you make an incredibly good point, because I actually haven't come across, good call on the Jackson, I haven't come across Fairchild or New Sherlock yet. I actually haven't played against HB since the new pack has hit. So
hugely impressed by both those pieces of ice. They really seem to be improving the HB design of the ice. Like Sherlock 1, it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
But 2.0 is very good, and Fairchild is an excellent piece of ice. It fits perfectly into that style of it taxes the runner,
Yes. Yeah.
but there's a counter to it as well.
Yeah, they can get through it if they want to without
Exactly.
programs, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you look at ice like Wayland's Negotiator, and then compare it to like the Sherlock 2.0, and I think they're starting to get into that niche really nicely.
You're absolutely right. And Negotiator is a good example because I think that should have had a third sub. 2 subs isn't good enough for Negotiator.
Yep, absolutely. So that's probably a campaign or Jeeves, which we can really do very little about right now. Oh no, well that's also fine.
Yeah, that is. That is fine.
Let them get their credit this turn. I do like that. It's a very HB card.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm struggling a little bit here. I mean, for me, it'd probably be draw and then look to credit, install.
I think you're absolutely right. Let's draw for the first click and we'll see what happens.
Nice. Okay.
That's excellent.
Now we're not running career fair, so we do have to hard install it.
Right. We were hoping probably for the peddlers to be able to install it, but this is fine too.
Okay.
So what we might do is just install the Shiv and the Crowbar.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Shiv and Crowbar.
Or okay. Yeah, we need to get a strength 4 anyway.
Yeah, and maybe draw for our last click.
Oh wow, lovely.
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay.
All right, now we have a few different plays. The 3 tech traders is absolutely key. And we could even break the technical writer very early, a lot earlier than you might normally do so, just so that we get back into the tempo game. And the Temujin will mean that there's no problem with credits anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I like doing with Geist is keeping one of the cloud breakers in hand so that they think that we can't get in.
Yes, very much agree. Yeah,
and so they'll kind of start building their ice around that. Now, we actually haven't gotten a lot of our draw yet. We got 1 sports hopper. That's not too bad, but we're kind of looking as well for another sports hopper or a street peddler at this point.
Yeah, with 3 street peddlers, 2 sports hoppers, and then we've obviously got the draw of chain and spy cameras.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this...
income.
Yeah.
So it's almost certainly Jeeves is my mind if they're running this many operations.
I think you're right.
So I guess for me, I'm kind of paying very close attention now to how much they draw and how much they bin, because if we time it right, we could hit HQ and possibly get a agenda where they have 2, 3 in hand before they bin them.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't overdrawn his hand too much here.
The one problem with the Geist deck is space is very tight. After you pack in the cloud breakers and the tech traders, you're talking about maybe half a dozen spots for other cars that you're looking at. So I'm actually gone down to 1 legwork in this deck, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But it's so that I can fit in 2 same old things, and the speed at which you're running through the deck, you should be okay. But we might be punished a little bit for it here.
And you made a very good point that earlier on before we started playing the game, my big concern with criminal is often how do we get multi-access? How do we secure out the game quickly before we get locked down because we can't make money from running anymore? And spy camera is a great way of doing that, but because you've added rumor mill into this, we can now blank the jacks and potentially make those spy camera runs even better.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And Geist is kind of the inverse of criminals. You're not pressuring them early initially. What you're doing is something almost Shaper-esque. You're pushing towards the mid and late game. And the late game, this deck is an absolute beast because you're gaining three credits and a card every time you use a breaker. That's no other runner can match that sort of econ. So
what are we doing? Are we just going to have to credit a little bit here? Are we considering credit, tech trader, and then pop in the technical writer? Or
I think that's actually the best play at the moment. Yeah. So we'll do that first. Those first 2 actions. Actually, yeah.
Do you want to just get another?
That makes sense. And pop that. For their last click, there's something that we could do. We could check this. They could be trying to sneak out a sneaky agenda. If they do, it's not too bad. We're on 4. But what do you think about that, server 3?
I don't think it is one.
Okay.
I think it's likely they have agendas in hand, if I'm honest. Because of the way they've been drawing. What they're 18 cards through, 2 agendas seem. Are they really being? Would you not just shuffle in 3 cards and pop it in server 1?
Yeah, What we'll do, I suppose, is just pop down the same old thing, and the next turn is going to be Temujin on archives, and gain a bunch of credits. We'll give them the tempo hit for the longer econ.
Let's see just how cheeky they're being. There was some very in the early episode, I think episode 1, if you guys have watched this, there was some very deliberate slow advancements of cards in a game against Argus where I was like, there's some serious conversation going on, and I actually can't wait to watch the other side of the game myself and just see what the conversation was like.
Yeah, this is one thing about the game that I've always loved, is the amount of plays that you have that are open to you as a player. It always feels like you have control over what's happening.
Okay, so now they're doing the Jackson, which makes me feel like server 3 might be Jeeves, and they're about to fast advance something, which would make me feel a little bit sad.
Yeah. They know that they're on a clock. They have to win before we have our full rig.
Okay. Oh, is that a Crisium? Or are they being cheeky and putting Prysac or something into here? Okay. So we're one breaker away from being able to get through that churning.
Yeah, we can't do anything about it at the moment. Could draw.
Yeah, could draw. What, hope for breaker, install, go?
Yeah. Ooh. Let's try it. I think it's worth the chance to draw.
I agree.
No, that's fine. We can't contest. Drop the Temujin and gain 8, I guess. Might as well.
Yeah, I must admit, I feel a little bit reluctant to put it on archives because we're going to really not be gaining anything.
That's actually a fair point. What do you want to do?
I mean, I kind of want to put it on HQ and then just try and put some real pressure on there. So go HQ next turn, then maybe go R&D, and just to try and get some back and forth. But the unfortunate thing is we're really low on breakers right now, and we'd be relying on our Geist draws being good.
We could draw again and drop down the barrier, the spike, if you want.
Okay. Hostage is kind of a dead card now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Well, Phil gets his film critic, but...
you can draw again if you want.
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect, Mongoose, that's fine. That brings us up to the key 5. So drop the spike, I think. Or drop the spike, I think.
Yeah, this is tricky, because if this is like a corporate sales team, they're going to be... Or even a Vitruvius would be pretty nasty.
Yeah, it could be a GFI as well with Jeeves. No, it's not.
What is that server 3? Oh, okay. That's all right. You guys can have that.
Yeah,
oh wow, yeah. So good. That was good that we didn't try. I mean, because if we had drawn a breaker there and installed RAM.
Agreed.
Well, we would have been okay. We probably would have actually had enough credits to steal it because we would have been breaking on the way through.
I really like your idea of pressuring HQ. I think that's a solid plan. And what we could do is drop the Mongoose next turn and run. Because we have our Cloud Breaker, we can break just about anything. We don't have to worry about using the Mongoose this turn.
The only question I have, however, about HQ now is if they just installed an NAPD, they can't have a better agenda in hand unless they thought we could get into server 1 and they wanted us to go in.
I think they thought we could get in because we weren't drawing so hard.
Yeah. So you think just Temujin go HQ?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that we might have to kill our Crisium beforehand, which means we wouldn't get our credits though.
That's tough.
So if we break 1, we're going to get 3, so that's going to give us 8 credits. We're going to be down 4 from Temujin. So should we credit Temujin then run? And that'll give us 5 for the Crisium? It's a bit of an awkward line, maybe. It could just be a Cyberdex.
Yeah, it's probably a Cyberdex, to be quite honest.
Let's just go and poke it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Let's poke it.
But I think do the Temujin after, just in case.
Yeah, it's our first click. We should be able to click through it.
Oh. Okay.
Magnet.
I mean, I'm keen to break it, but I understand that we're really breaker-wise tight, but the only way we get out of this situation is by drawing.
You're absolutely right. And that's what Geist does. You might be using your breakers now and limit yourself, but in effect, you're drawing into your other breakers, so go for it, yeah. Okay,
cool. Film critic, would you just go away?
That's fine. Yeah, exactly. Although with the NAPD, it's not too bad.
So we see Biotic Labour, ugh, and Chris.
It is a Crisium.
So I don't know. Do we care about this actually? Do we just need to smooch in R&D and focus there instead now?
No, the double ice that they'll res will make it probably too expensive. I'm not sure what Temujin is giving us right now. We can leave the Temujin for the moment.
See, the thing with Temujin is like it may not be giving us any financial economy like a security testing does, but it's still feeding us 4 whenever we want to go somewhere.
You're exactly right.
This is a tough call. Yeah, we're not siphoning. We've got 1 leg work.
You're right. Let's leave it off at the moment.
So the question becomes
draw actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Ugh.
That's fine. And we might actually want to draw again. There we go. That's excellent. The peddler is huge.
So same old thing. Spy camera is on there. So I'm dumping probably the New Angelus.
Yep.
And the film critic.
Sure.
Or a Mongoose. Probably the film critic.
Probably film critic.
Mongoose. Yeah, because the Mongoose gives us a strength essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah, so tricky play. They've been pretty fast here. Like they've been rushy for an HB deck, which is really interesting to see. Like an operation-based HB, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's putting a lot of pressure on us, even though we got such good economy. We're just now needing to get over this hump.
Yeah, the Street Peddler will help more than you might think because we're going to get 2 draws and 6 credits from it with the Spike Armor. I think the Spike Armor is the option there.
Okay, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Now, if they're smart, that's probably an agenda.
Yeah.
Another NAPD.
I'd be happy if it was an NAPD, to be honest. I'm really scared they're going to Biotic again. Oh, they're just doing a 3-2, right? Wow. We should action Street Peddler off Clot.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go for the Street Peddler and see what we draw.
Yeah. Okay, so this is all of a sudden very serious. Okay, so we know there's an Eli on R&D, so we need to be strength 4. So in my mind, I'm thinking Mongoose. Well, we just pop the Spike Hammer first.
Yep.
Yeah, fine. NAPT.
That's fine. We got to get it.
We got to get it. So Mongoose run.
Let's drop down 1 Mongoose first. We have to drop down 1. The question that I'm faced with is the Sports Hopper.
Okay. Well, the question I'm faced with is it double barrier?
Yeah, and leaving us clicks would mean that we can get through the Eli if we want.
So if we run now, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And we hope the serve one's not a Jackson.
Whoops.
That's the wrong one. Whoops. There we go. So if it is an Eli, I think we have to click it just in case it's like a vanilla or a wall of static.
Yeah. And let's break the second one.
Let's hope we didn't get this the wrong way round. But what can they res for 5? Oh, the tension.
Yeah, I think it's double Eli. Oh, it's a mag.
Oh.
That's okay. They're on 2 credits, and they're drawing into an NAPD, which is the worst agenda for them too.
Okay, so what are we binning? Is it Forger or Temujin? Forger?
Forger.
So we have Peacock potentially to draw into, and we still have 2 more crawlers.
We also stopped them in case server 1 was an agenda. Yes. We also stopped them from scoring that. Oh, this is not where you want to be with Geist, unfortunately. But this is how you beat Geist. You have to push the early play.
Absolutely, and they have played well. Like they've covered well. That early beta test though was super risky. Oh man, they actually just gained enough credits. Not enough to Biotic though.
I think they're going to shove the NAPD into that remote. Which doesn't make any sense. Oh no, it's Jackson. Okay, that's fine.
Wow, I'm surprised they read that there.
Yeah.
I think if they'd left that face down, we would have had to have a look.
I think you're right. I'm surprised they didn't try and tax us out of another crowbar.
So probably Sports Hopper, Spycam.
I think the hopper first. We got to draw into more breakers. And now at this stage of the game, you can see with the 3 tech traders out that our economy is just powering through.
Yeah, yeah. It's just now, it's getting a little bit lucky. It's just getting them not having a 3-2 and a biotic in hand.
Exactly.
There's no way we can really tax them without account siphons, and there's no ice really left to make them
Mm-hmm.
res. So 6 is the magic number for scoring.
All right.
So sports hopper.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, one sec. They have a wee. What they have to do?
Oh yes, they're afraid of rumor mill with Jackson.
Yes, they are. Yeah, so rumor mill current blanks all unique non-region assets, which means if we had played it, click 1, and he hadn't popped Jackson, we could have run archives. So that's good. So he's getting rid of agendas.
90% sure that's an FPG.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't shuffle back the biotic, so that's interesting.
That is interesting. It kind of signals that they probably have one in hand.
Exactly my thought. So, okay.
I think drop a peddler as well. Yeah, drop a peddler.
Hostage, street peddler, spike.
Hmm.
Do we peddler just to try and get our peacock or crowbar?
I think so, yeah. I think you go peddler.
Okay, crowbar in hand. And we have peacock and spike. Peacock's nice to have in the peddler, actually.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So
we got
still 4 to get through magnet. Not the worst in the world, but not the best.
That's fine. We don't care about economy at this point.
No, we don't. I just realised we're on 14 credits.
No.
So pop down spy camera, check the top card.
Yeah, good call.
And then if it's one we like, we can run because we know they can't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
Advanced assembly lines, we don't care. Do we need to check HQ?
In a word, yes. I was hoping that we draw into our legwork as well. We might want to drop the peacock actually and see if we draw into the legwork, or drop the peacock off the street peddler.
Sure. Yeah, I like that. Actually, I never would have thought about doing that first. Nope. That's okay though.
Paperclip isn't bad.
No,
we'll
not.
ditch that at the end of our turn.
Yes. Maybe we go into HQ here and we trash the Quizzium this time.
I think you're right. I think this time we do that. Because actually, yeah, what was I even thinking? They have the 6 credits, so they could have used the Crisium. Or go back to core set, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
Back to core set.
Come on, agenda. Itchy. So definitely getting rid of this.
Yes.
I mean, I'm open to whether you want to keep the levy or drop the levy.
We might keep the levy. We might ditch the mongoose actually.
Yes, I'm good with that.
Because they don't seem to be having any, or they don't have any sentries. There's none stacked at the moment.
And we have
we have 2 shivs out.
Temujin.
No, I don't think so. I think we can put that on HQ next turn and start hammering it.
Sure.
I think you can drop a tech rider if you want.
Yeah. I don't think we need the money.
No, not yet. We'll use the Temujin instead. And yeah, I don't like losing the levy. Let's. Tough call.
Yeah, because I mean, only 5 cards left, which means that the legwork is in there, and I like the line of legworking and then focusing on R&D.
I think we have to keep the crowbar as well, just to keep the strength of the cloud breakers up.
Yeah.
So possibly the Temujin.
Yeah, I don't like it. I really don't. We haven't talked about the freedom through equality here. I mean, if we, yes.
No, I'm happy to talk about the freedom through equality.
No, I guess my thought was, we're spy cammering, so when we go. He's already got 2 Jacksons removed from the game. We're probably going to get to play it, and actually scoring that extra 1 point could be the difference between a game winner or a loss.
No, unfortunately, they're at the 6 credits, which is the key for HB to fast advance. So
yeah, they either have it or they don't here.
That's it. Yeah, sometimes you just have to hope they don't. The silence before batting. They got it. No. Yeah, they got
lovely. Absolutely lovely.
You got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Played very well.
Yeah, exactly.
And that'll just seal the deal, I think.
That'll do it.
Yes. Well, very good game. Like, I enjoyed that a lot. I think we were unlucky. We were just starting to really hit our tempo there. And I don't think we did anything too badly. I don't think there's anything we did that was hugely...
No, I don't think so. I think if we maybe hit another Street Peddler a little early on to give ourselves that little bit of a boost, we might have been a bit luckier. But we got the three tech traders out early enough, so you can't complain too much.
Absolutely.
I
know what's funny is, like, if we just had a Street Peddler instead of a tech trader, you never thought you'd be saying that as a complaint in Geist. But yeah. Well, look, thanks so much for watching, guys. As I mentioned before, the description to see the HB side of this game, its link is down below, where you can go along and see the Ice Hedge Fund channel. And thank you so much, Alan, for joining me.
Thanks very much for having me. Great crack.
Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you again.